So official. All right, so start just balancing on one foot. Easy enough. So go balance on the left foot. I can turn that down a little bit. And reaching with the right foot forward, reaching with the right foot back. So that's as simple as it gets. We're starting really basic here. So go right foot forward, right foot back. And notice you're leaning away from where that toe is going. So the toe goes forward, I go back. The toe goes back, I go forward. 10 of those each way, or 20 reaches. And then switch feet, same idea. Reach, reach. And see if you can just keep that same cadence, that same pace the whole time. Trying to get the foot a little further forward, a little further back each time. Whoa. What happened? Ah. Okay, I can't see myself. Can you guys see me? You can see me? Okay, awesome. Like from my end, it's like there's no meeting going. So let's just keep this going and see how this works. All right, so then going super wide stance for the feet. This is like old school PE. Bend the right knee and reach forward as far as you can with the left fingertips and reaching the right fingertips up high. So go through that 10 times on one side, 10 times on the other side. So if your right knee is bending, that left arm is reaching out forward, right arm is reaching up high. So imagine that right foot is like on a balance beam of sorts, and you're trying to get the left fingertips out as far forward as you can on the balance beam, and the right arm's going up high. 10 of those, and then do the same thing on the other side whenever you're ready. It'll now be that left knee bending, right hand reaching out up high. Keep the eyes on that right fingertip. So where the hand is reaching out on the ground. Go through 10 of those. We're going to change where the eyes go, but for now, we're just going to have eyes going forward. Pretty simple. All right, 10 of those. And then we're going to go back to that balance on the left foot. So balancing on the left foot. Reach the right foot, right toes out to the side, and then you're going to cross across in front of the leg you're balancing on. So I'm balancing on the left foot, reaching the right foot out east to west, or 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock if your left foot is the middle of the clock. I'm still leaning away from where that foot's going. So what we're trying to do is put this like frontal plane movement on this balancing leg's hip. So 10 of those each way-ish, 10-ish. And then go through the same thing on the other side. Your right foot will be your balancing foot. Your left foot is your reaching foot. Reach out right, reach out left. 10 of those guys each way. Leaning away from wherever you're sitting the foot, almost like there's a straight line from the toes to the top of the head. Nice job. 10 of those. Then we're going to go back to that super wide stance for the feet. This time, open up the right foot, so now the right toe is going way out to the side. Hips are still staying forward, but there's a rotation in the hip. Now I'm going to reach the left fingertips out at where, if I had like lasers pointing out from my toes, where those lasers would be pointing, and still reaching my right hand up towards the ceiling. So there's a little bit of rotation in the upper half of the body. So imagine the left foot knows no different. Left foot is pointed forward. Right hip has a big external rotation. And now we're reaching out way out towards where the toes are pointing, rather than on that balance beam analogy. 10 of those. Eyes can stay looking down at the ground. 10. And then same thing on the other side. You'll go right foot corrects back to forward. Left hip opens up, but my hips don't go with that foot. All that movement happens in that rotation, that hip socket. Bend the left knee, reach with the right fingertips, come back up to neutral. Go through 10 of those. Imagine that right leg is just like a peg leg. It has to stay straight. So the left leg is twisting. 10 of those. So we'll go through 3 rounds of this little sequence. All right. When you're done there, you're back to balancing on that left foot. So imagine you're on a balance beam. You're balancing on that left foot, and now you're trying to reach that right foot as far forward as you can, but you're taking that right hip with it. And then you're trying to reach the right foot back as far as you can, but you're taking the right hip with it. So if you could see where your hips are pointing, they're pointing all the way to the left and then all the way to the right. So again, the main goal is to get as much rotation in that hip socket as possible. We talk so much about what the moving parts are, you know, like your right foot is reaching forward, your right foot is reaching back. It's easier to think about rather than to say, create a big 180-degree rotation in the femur head and the pelvis. So we talk about these things that move as our drivers because we can control them. We see where they're going. So although the right leg is not really what we're worried about, it's what we're thinking about. 10 of those each direction, and then whenever you're done, switch sides. I may have done too many on that side. Sometimes I find it talking too much. Balance on the right foot. Left foot reaches forward. Left foot reaches back. Trust the balance of that foot. Try to think about where the weight is on the foot. Make sure it's not too much in the toe, too much in the heel. You're gonna say like, what is too much? It should feel like weight is evenly displaced on that foot. So you're not favoring the toe to the heel. You're not supinating or pronating. All right, 10 of those guys. And then you're gonna go back to this wide stance. And we'll do the weirdest one next. So now, right toe is gonna point in, right? So it's like I'm reaching that hip back. So my right toe is turned in. I'm gonna reach my left hand around to try to touch the heel and then come back up to neutral. So right knee is bending, left hand reaches to touch the right heel, straighten out the leg, come back to neutral. So there's a big internal rotation for that right foot. So I'm like having to sit that hip down. Makes sense?
Hard.
Left reaches to the right heel. There's a big bend in that right leg. And then you're straightening it out as you come back up each time. Nice job. Go through 10 of those. You'll do the same thing on the other side. 10 on the other side. Nice work. Same thing on the other side whenever you're ready. It's a weird one. We like being neutral. We like being turned out. We don't love being rotated in. So whenever you're ready, you'll turn that left foot in. You'll bend the left knee and you'll reach the right arm around to that left heel and straighten it back up. So same thing, you're just going to the other side. Maybe one side feels better. Usually the first couple don't feel great. This is like a miracle. I cannot figure out how you guys can see me. I have all these signs that are like, you've been signed out, you have no Zoom. But yet it seems like you can hear me. You're doing what I say. So we're gonna keep going with this. All right, when you guys are done with that, grab a towel or something that you can kneel down on. A little kneeling mat. And of course I have no clue if you can see me, so this is even more fun. Okay, so down on the knees. Take the right foot out straight in front of you. Left hand's gonna go up towards the ceiling and reach back as far as you can, and then come back and then bring hands down to the ground, almost like you're trying to bring the forehead down to the ground. So do that again on the right leg every time. Left hand reaches overhead. It should feel like this massive stretch for the front of the hip. And then come in, chin goes to the chest, forehead goes to the ground. We're just trying to stretch out the back. So do 6 of these all on the right side, and then we'll do 6 all on the left side. Right foot steps forward, left hand goes overhead, Knees go together, hands go down. Think about curling into a tight little ball. Forehead goes to the ground. Right leg goes forward, left hand overhead. 6 of those. And then switching will look exactly the same. It'll just be the left leg that goes forward, the right hand that goes overhead, because we're trying to create as big of a stretch now from the right knee through the right rib cage, through the right lat. The knees together, chin to the chest, head goes down. Left foot goes forward, right hand goes overhead. See if you can bring the chin up to the ceiling, eyes up to the ceiling. These should feel good. 6-ish of these. When you're done there, you're gonna go hands down onto the ground. Toes are rooted down, and you're just barely gonna pick the knees up off the ground. So you're in this like bent knee plank. As soon as you're ready, you're gonna go hips up, stretch, which is gonna feel like a very shallow, narrow downward dog. And then right back down, tap the knees. Hips up, try to get the heels down to the ground, stretch at the shoulders, knees come down, tap. So go through 10 of those. Knee tap, hip raise. Knee tap, hip raise. All right, when you're done with those 10, we're gonna go back to that kneeling movement and change the plane of movement for the spine. So if I'm on the knees again, last time you had the foot come out in front when you took that step, now have it just come out to the diagonal, but toes are still forward. Third round, we're gonna do toes out. So whereas you used to step forward with the toes forward, now you're just stepping out wide, okay? When you get here, you're gonna reach over the head, bicep to the ear, and then come back to neutral. Chin to the chest, roll down, forehead down. So do the same side each time. Right leg steps out wide, left hand comes over the head, chin to the chest, roll down, head down. Go through 6 of those, reach. Notice the more you bend that knee, the knee of the leg that's going out, the more you can shift weight over into it and the greater stretch you get in the front of that hip. Do whatever feels better for you. If there's a little tweak that you can make to make it all feel better, go for it. 6-ish of these, and then you'll switch sides. Easy transition. You'll just have the other leg come out, reach overhead, feet together, chin to the chest, forehead down. I was training somebody earlier today and I said, I think I said, go to the other direction. And her Google thought I said, Google, play One Direction. And her little like Google thing started playing One Direction. We have one of those weird things that listens to us too, and it freaks me out. All right, once you're done with 6 of those, we'll go back to that bent knee plank. So the only difference here is that now rather than just tapping both knees down, you're gonna add a twist, so only one knee will tap down. So hands go down, knees are hovering off the ground. This downward dog movement is still the same, but when I come down, I'm gonna twist and just try to tap the outside of my right knee. And then I'll go right back into downward dog, try to tap the outside of the left knee. Downward dog, right knee, downward dog, left knee. So you're doing 5 on each side, 10 total, alternating legs, alternating knees rather. And it should feel like all of that can just be one fluid movement. There's no pause at the bottom, no pause at the top. You're just moving down and back up. You're like this very slow metronome. And we'll go through that round one more time. We'll change the plane of motion for that kneeling spinal movement, and then we'll progress to a little further movement for that bent knee plank. Nice job. This should feel good. All right. When you're done, you're back to on the knees. Like I told you earlier, now you're going to step out wide, but you're also going to turn that toe out. And you're going to try to take, if this is my right foot stepping out wide, I'm going to try to take my left elbow to the outside of that knee. Come back in, feet together, chin to the chest, forehead down. Right foot steps out wide, toes are out wide. Left elbow tries to go to the outside of the knee. And then feet together, chin to the chest, forehead down to the ground. Go through 6 of those. It should feel like now more stretch in that like lower ab, oblique, outside of the hip, in front of the hip. This should all feel good. 6 of these and then switch to the other side. Nice job. When you're done there, easy switch. You get a fresh leg. Step out wide, toe turned out. Make sure the hips are still forward, right? My hips don't want to rotate with it because I'm trying to create rotation in this hip. Outside of the knee with that elbow, and then right back down. 6 of these guys. Nice work. We're doing little sets of 2 things today. So we'll just keep going back and forth, back and forth. All right, when you're done with those 6, you're back to that bent knee plank. Hands are down, knees are up off the ground. Same thing, you go into that downward dog. Rotate as if that knee is gonna try to tap towards the ground and just try to extend that leg underneath you. Plant the foot back down to where it was, back to downward dog. So you're coming down like you're gonna bring the knee to the ground, and then you just extend that leg underneath you. Downward dog, bend the knee, they come down towards the ground, and then at the last minute, you just extend that lower leg. So this is a lot of back, core. See if you can get that leg straight at that last second. That leg is parallel with the ground. The heel is at the same level as the hip at that extended position. The hip should just be inches off the ground. 5 on each side, 10 total. Nice job. All right, when you're done there, lay your mat down, lay down. We'll do some abs. All right, so starting out laying down, we haven't done these in a while. We have definitely done these before, but legs straight out, arms over the head, alternate, pike up to a straight leg, touch the left toes, pike up to a straight leg, touch the right toes. So 10 total, we're only ever gonna do 10 at a time. 5 on each leg. See if you can match the breathing with the movement. Exhale on the up. Inhale down, exhale up. Nice job. All right, 10 of those. And then you're gonna go over onto a side plank on the forearms. Feet together, stacking the hips. Imagine you're just trying to do almost the exact same thing you were just doing, reaching a straight arm for a straight leg, but you have gravity pulling in a different direction now. So you're just doing this like karate kick, chop. 5 on one side, slow and controlled. 5 on the other side, slow and controlled. So you stack the feet, one arm over the head. See if you can keep the spine still. All that movement's happening in the hip and the shoulder. Nice job. 5 on that side. Perfect. All right, when you're done there, lay back down. A little different, you're gonna add a rotation. So now when you come up to that straight leg, rather than reaching for the toe, I'm gonna bring the knee to the tricep. So I'm twisting towards whatever leg is coming up. Only 10. Left leg comes up, so I twist left. Right leg comes up, I twist right. Five on each side, 10 total. Exhale on the up. Control on the down. Nice job. 5 each way, 10 total. All right, then similar to what you were doing on the forearm, but now you're gonna bring knee to the elbow. So everything's still happening in front of you. It's just not a straight leg. 5 of those slow. Elbow to the knee, full extension of the leg, full extension of the arm. Same thing on the other side. You only have 5. We're trying to go through just a lot of little rounds. Little tuck. You're bringing the elbow to the knee. 5. All right, when you're done with those 5, back to laying down. This time go fingertips straight up to the ceiling. They're gonna stay there the whole time, so you lose that swing. Fingertips straight up to the ceiling, come up to a bent knee. Fingers still go up to the ceiling, knee comes to the chest. Extend, other side. So you're alternating knees, 5 on each side, 10 total sit-ups. Exhale on the up. Inhale back down. See if you can exhale out of the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Nice job. All right. Back over to your side plank on the forearm. This time everything's coming out to the side. So half of your body is doing like a jumping jack. 5 of these slow. And then you'll do 5 on the other side. Switch sides whenever you're ready. So you keep the shoulders stacked, keep the hips stacked. So the only thing that's moving is right in that hip socket and shoulder socket. 5 slow. All right, nice work. When you're done there, lay back down. This time, rotating, so starting with the fingertips straight up, twist towards that knee. So now I'm trying to take the knee to like the armpit. Fingertips stay reaching up. I'm just adding a twist. Twist towards the knee that you're tucking in. 5 on each side, 10 total. Should feel harder with the arms reaching straight up because you lose that swing. Nice job. All right, back to that side plank. Now you're going elbow to the knee. So rather than having that straight jumping jack, you're going elbow to the knee, extend. 5 of those slow. Nice job. Only one more round after this. 5 on the other side whenever you're ready. Elbow to the knee, extend. Elbow to the knee, extend. Nice work. Only one more round after this. Nice. All right, last round. You're gonna lay So we've taken away half of that swing. Now we're gonna take away all of the swing. So start out with fingertips pointing towards the toes, and you're just gonna alternate. Leg comes up, sit halfway up, all the way down. Halfway up, all the way down. Go through 10 of those, and we're gonna do 10 with bent knees. But then we're gonna stretch and you're done. So you lose any of that swing. 5 on each side with straight leg. And then go 5 on each side with a tucked knee. Knee bends in. Exhale, full extension out. Knee bends in. Full extension out. And then we'll stretch and it will feel lovely. Nice job. When you're done there, reach the arms over the head, push through the heels, and see if you can just lift the hips off the ground. And then set the hips back down. Grab the right knee with the left hand, and use that to just twist you all the way around. So I'm trying to get the right knee down to the ground while keeping my right shoulder down to the ground. Neither are actually touching, but they're trying to get there. And then same thing on the other side. Right hand will grab a tucked left knee. Use that hand to pull it around and then extend your left arm, reach it out to the side. And then we'll do one hip opener and then you're done. All right, and then rotate over into a plank. Bring one leg super wide. We're gonna drop the knee down. Let's see if it's easier for me to show you from the front. Drop the left knee down if it's your right foot that's out. Hand on the knee, and you're just doing these little shifts side to side. Once you're done there, bring that back knee up off the ground and do little shifts side to side. It should feel like that just got a little deeper of a stretch in the hip. And then back to your straight arm plank. Step the left foot out wide. Barely set that back knee down. Bring your left hand onto the left knee, and you're just doing these little shifts side to side. And then pick that back knee up off the ground, just so there's more weight being pushed in that hip. Same shift, side to side. That should all feel good. And then come in, feet together. Come hips up high. Bend the knees, really slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Don't come up too fast, you'll fall over. Awesome, well done, guys. Proud of you guys. So good to see everybody. All righty, see you next week.